Today's episode of Science Spotlight is sponsored by fellow science geeks, the Irons team at Keller Williams Realty Lake Nona.
This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively.
Good morning, Lake Nona. My name is Gabby Irons, and welcome to a brand new episode of Science Spotlight. Today we are going to teach you guys how to extract the DNA from a strawberry. This is another demonstration we want you guys to try at home. The materials you need are rubbing alcohol, salt, liquid dish soap, and of course, strawberries. The first thing you need to do is place your rubbing alcohol into your freezer to let it cool. Then you'll mix 1/3 cup of water with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of liquid dish soap. After that, place your strawberries in a plastic bag, make sure that the stems are removed, and add 3 tablespoons of your saltwater solution to the bag. Once you've done this, seal the bag airtight and crush the strawberries into a pulp. Now that you have this, use a strainer to separate it, keeping the liquid part and discarding the solid one. After all that, you're ready for the best part. Get your rubbing alcohol from the freezer and slowly pour 1/2 cup of it into your mixture. This will create a fine layer of alcohol, allowing the strawberry's DNA to diverge from the rest of the mixture. Finally, use tweezers to remove the DNA from the mixture. And now it's time for, you guessed it, a quick quiz. Today's question is, about what percent of our human genome sequence is shared with that of fruit flies? Is it A, 12%, B, 36%, C, 61%, or D, 98%? And the answer is C. Believe it or not, a biologist of NASA's Ames Research Center says, quote, about 61% of known human disease genes have a recognizable match in the genetic code of fruit flies. Fruit flies and humans use a lot of the same or similar genes to develop into adults. Now let's get into the science of how we extracted our DNA. Detergent is made of a polar side and a nonpolar side, allowing it to attach to the broken membrane of the strawberry cells and pull them away from the DNA found within those cells. After this separation, the salt in our solution forces our DNA to clump together, and the alcohol pulls the DNA away from the rest of the solution, allowing us to pick it up. A single strand of DNA is extremely tiny, too tiny to see with the naked eye. But because the DNA clumped in this activity, you were able to see just how much of it 3 strawberries would have when all of their octoploid cells are combined. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode of Science Spotlight. Check out this link to see our YouTube channel for bloopers and extras, and as always, stay nerdy, Lake Nona.